Hello, this is Samuel Guy in Hawaii, and I have done three ARA videos prior to this one, all three directly or indirectly concerned with food. The first was about maximizing growth, the second breaking down how farm food production is calculated, and the third on whether co-locating water wells, granaries, or groceries with farms is better than just building another farm. Now, the most recent 1.1 or invisible hand update, while it doesn't change the basics of those videos, does make managing food much, much easier. Okay, population tier requirements, the minimum population required to go up a tier, have been increased a bit between levels 3 to 14. The amount of food required to feed a specific tier has also gone up a bit for some levels. Okay, the intent of these changes is to slow down leveling for better game pacing, which has been my experience so far. Okay, a whole bunch of other changes, however, make it much easier now to generate enough food to satisfy growing cities as we go. The first big one is plows, which now increase farm harvest production by 100% instead of 50%. Per the last video, this makes co-located granaries even less efficient versus just building another farm. They are more expensive to produce now efficiently without the right production boosts. Cattle or horses are a lot of wealth. Okay, same goes for the heavy plow with elephants added to that list. Oddly enough, though, the harvest production from the latter heavy plow still remains at 100%, meaning it and standard plow are basically equal. Okay, there's also an odd disconnecting the production bonuses gained from slotting various goods to speed up production of one or the other. Okay, recipe slot number 1 production bonuses are less for the heavy plow, meaning it takes more time to produce them, which would be fine if they provided a bigger harvest boost. In any case, it's still easy enough to craft and stock up enough standard plows to slot in every farm by the time you can craft heavy plows. So there's basically no reason to build them at all now. Okay, I suspect that's an oversight that will be corrected with the next patch if it hasn't already happened by the time this is posted, maybe up it to 150%, we'll see. Okay. Now there are also biscuits, baked goods, and fresh produce are one of over a dozen new craftable amenities that increase city food. Okay, biscuits and baked goods, both craftable by bakeries and unlocked by hospitality, at 25 and 50 food respectively for 10 turns. Fresh produce, crafted at grocers and unlocked by synthetic fertilizers, adds a whopping 200 food per turn. Okay, double that of the previous champs, canned food and refrigerators. It only lasts for 5 turns instead of the canned food's 10, but keeping it slotted should not be an issue because we can now build more grocers. Okay. At game launch, we could only build 1 grocer per nation. A later update changed that to 1 per city. As of update 1.1, we can now build 3 per city. Okay, this not only means keeping supplied with canned food, fresh produce, and other food boosting amenities should not be a problem. It also means co-locating them with farms suddenly can be a really good idea. Okay, when seeking to maximize food production, building another farm next to existing farms is better than co-locating a grocer, except in certain ideal temporary situations. That hasn't changed. Grocers co-located with farms, however, still increase happiness by 11 points per farm. A grocer with 3 farms increases happiness by 33, with 4 farms by 44. If we do that 3 times, that's 99 to 132 increased happiness. High happiness increases production across the board, to include food production. And since all quality of life stats suffer an increasing penalty with increasing city size, grocers now become an excellent option for counteracting those penalties and keeping happiness high, if not maxed out. It may mean a slight reduction in potential per farm food production, but that's more than made up for by increased overall production and all the other new food boosting items. Okay, inns which craft gourmet meals were limited to 1 per nation and now 1 per city. By the time they come online with hospitality, however, gourmet meals are probably more useful for the plus 15 happiness, vice the plus 15 food they add. Okay, additionally, I'm not sure if this was the case before the update, but refrigerators now add plus 50 food when slotted as supply at dwellings, residents, and skyscrapers, something we definitely should do. Okay. Now, all these new additions also mean that even with added amenity slots, we should think about replacing lower food boosting amenities with higher ones as we progress technologically and our cities grow. Okay. First, feasts and festivals, plus 5 food, then cured meats, salted fish, and bread, plus 10 food, become less important just for their food boosts, although all give additional bonuses when slotted as amenity. Okay, beer is next at plus 25 food. Even the grain stores, plus 30 food important in the early game may not be worth the amenity slot at higher tiers. Okay, the latter fact means that regardless of where we build them, we may want to replace granaries with other improvements later in the game. Okay, there are also additional changes which can increase production directly or indirectly, which in turn increase food production. Okay, now cities are still limited to a maximum of tier of 30 something. I did not know was the case until recently, but in looking through the forums on Steam, I see it mentioned as far back as October 10th. Okay, in opposition to all the changes making food management and by extension growth easier, that tier limitation puts a bit of a damper on trying to build tall versus wide, which is kind of weird to me. In any case, though, managing food just got a lot easier. If you like this kind of content and would like to see more, like, comment, subscribe, stay safe, and thanks for watching.